was 16, I had the attention of the NFL.
Don't move!
But I was accused of something I didn't do. The system doesn't care about me.
But you didn't deserve what happened to you.
I got it clean.
Brian Banks lost 10 years of his life. We have 10 months to clear his name.
Justin Brooks is the founder of the California Innocence Project.
Criminal defense attorney and founder of the California Innocence Project, Justin Brooks. There he is now used to being in the spotlight. In fact, the trailer we're seeing right now is from the true story of the 2018 film of Brian Banks, a football star who lost years of his life serving time for a false rape conviction. So he's joining us this morning to talk about a new book, and the title, well, it says it all. You might go to prison even if you are innocent. We know in certain communities, for certain people of color, for certain people of socioeconomic lower means, it is more likely than others. So first of all, congratulations on the book, and I know you were here for a book event in town last night. The work that you do with the Innocence Project in California is so incredibly important. How overwhelming is this when you are thinking about how often this can happen?
Yeah, sitting down and writing this book was overwhelming because I've spent 32 years as a criminal defense attorney, and it was sort of reflecting back on all the cases that I'd handled and what really were the causes behind those wrongful convictions. And when I started in this work, we only had a handful of cases to look at, and now there's more than 3,300 documented cases of wrongful conviction in the United States. In fact, I'm here in Phoenix this weekend because we're having our annual Innocence Network conference, which is people from all around the world who do this work, and people who've been freed from prison all around the world. And every year I go to this conference, I'm overwhelmed by how many people there are and how this group keeps growing.
As you're looking at the data in these cases, of course, each one different, but what would you say the commonalities are?
So, as you said, there are certain factors that lead it to be more likely that some people can be wrongfully convicted. But for example, one of my clients, Kimberly Long, is a white nurse, middle class, lives in the suburbs, and she came home one day and found her boyfriend beaten to death. And unfortunately, earlier in the day, they'd gotten an argument. So at this point, they had motive, they had opportunity, and because most homicides in the United States are domestic, you're always a suspect when you're in a relationship with someone who's murdered. So one of the chapters in my book is one of the ways you might be wrongfully convicted is you're in a relationship with someone who gets murdered. They will be looking at you, and that can come out of the blue in your life. Something like that can happen. One of the leading causes is misidentification. So there's a chapter in my book called You Look Like Someone Else in the World, because we all do, and none of us have incredible memories, and so oftentimes there's misidentifications. We now know that 17% of the people who were later found to be innocent confessed. So we now know innocent people confess sometimes after long interrogation sessions. So it can catch up to anybody.
Are changes being made according to what's been revealed over the years about these cases? I mean, like the false confessions, I mean, the pressure situations that happen that lead to that, feeling that there are no other options but confessing to a crime you didn't commit because you might be prosecuted for something. Maybe you did do something else that it is being held over your head that's of less severity. Is anybody paying attention from the other side to keep this from happening?
Yes, and I think we're finally seeing a lot of reforms happening in the United States. I mean, one simple one is we've had to fight the battle state by state to just record interrogations. Now, if interrogations are being done well, why wouldn't everybody want them recorded? Why wouldn't the government want to present a video to the jury saying, well, this guy's saying he didn't do it, but let's take a look at this, interrogation where we offered him tea and coffee and he confessed to a murder. So if everything's being done by the book, we'd want those recordings. And we're also now seeing reforms in how identifications are done around the United States, because a lot of times simply the police procedure leads to misidentification. Like when there's an officer in the room who knows who the suspect is in a lineup, and then a witness says, well, it kind of looks like number 3, and the officer says, good job. Well, now when you go to court, you're going to say, I'm 100% sure it's that guy, and the jury doesn't know. You were never 100% sure. You just thought it sort of looked like that guy, but then it got confirmed to you by the police saying you got it right. So there's things like that that can be changed that can really improve the system.
Wow. So, well, it sounds like you're in for a very interesting weekend talking about this important work. How do people support your projects or you lend help or resources when they can? What do you need?
So there's projects all around the world.
Okay.
They can go to innocencenetwork.org and look up a project near to them. I run the California Innocence Project. Always happy to see people check out our website at californiainnocenceproject.org. And my book's available on Amazon.com right now, and you can learn a lot about wrongful convictions.
Justin Brooks, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.